I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. This is not the last time I'll talk about A Sister's All You Need. This isn't my favorite anime, nor is it my favorite light novel, nor is it my favorite manga. This is my favorite thing ever. Nothing else has given me the hope that this series has, and nothing else has comforted me like this series has, making me feel like a part of their friend group even whenever I was lonely. So with the series that meant so much to me, I'm sure you'd assume like I did that I'd be able to write it with ease. But every single time I went to sit down at my desk, I would freeze. I was frozen with thoughts about what I wanted to say today. There are just so many things that I want to bring to this video that narrowing it down felt near impossible. So much so that I feel like I might miss some deadlines. Hope not, but that's passion, you know, it leads you to working longer than you're meant to. Actually, it's funny that I mentioned that, because that's exactly what this video is about. Passion. I want to be clear about something. No matter who you are or who watches this, A Sister's All You Need is not a masterpiece. But what I can promise is that no matter what you think of this series or its quality, it is undeniable that it is a ballad to creativity. Now, I know it's a beyond bold claim for an anime that only has... Actually, editor's note. I was going to pull up the Metacritic scores, but whenever I look at the website, it actually shows that no reviews have been out yet, which is actually insane. But if there was anything, I'm sure it would be low, I promise you. And the reason I believe all this is because the opening. The opening is actually so explicit that I can't show a single frame of it. Well, I could probably find something, but it wouldn't tell you much. But what I can tell you at the very least is that it takes us through a story made by our protagonist, Itsuki Hashima. The story begins really insanely with the motto of the main character straddling him, with no clothes on. And that's what most people see in the story. And then they turn it off. Lewd shows have an awful reputation. You're almost looked down for enjoying them. And they aren't super wrong. Most lewd media is trashy in a way where you can't get a whole lot from it, but that's not A Sister's All You Need. Well, most time, but we'll get back to that point. But if you look a little closer, you'll notice something. The animation quality changes drastically depending on what the subject of the screen is. When Alice, the protagonist's little sister in Itsuki Hashima's writing, is in the scene, I probably should have clarified that faster, what the name is, but I digress. When Alice on the screen, you could tell the animation quality spikes, but that's not it. Whenever she does a fantastical element, that's whenever it really hits its apex. The varying animation quality is meant to reflect the quality of writing in the scene, and by this alone, you could pull a bunch of knowledge about our main character. So the question is, why does the animation apex here and not just stay the same level of quality through the scene? Well, obviously, it could be just for comedic effect, but I believe it to be more than that. But it showed that he loves the crazy unique scenarios he makes, and Little Sister is just a manifestation into that. And that's all in the opening. And it's great, it's wonderfully written, it establishes characters, and it has a genuinely hilarious opening. But it's awful for an opening audience. Immediately throwing the viewer into this will make people assume the show isn't what it is. But I love this opening. This opening is why I love this anime. This opening is the essence of everything I want to create. The disregard for what people might think after seeing this opening just so they get the full creative vision of Yomi Hirosaka. That's where my opening ties in, dear viewer. It being a beautiful ballad to creativity. And for that, I need to explain something. The hardest part about being an author is finding the compromise of what you want to create and what the viewer wants to see. But in my humble opinion, I don't think it's a compromise at all. I think what the author wants to create is the highest priority in anything. You could try to change what they want to create, but if you don't, then there's no point of them writing it, since it won't have passion. Like the extra attention Itsuki puts in his fantastical elements and his little sister characters. And that's why I love this series. Every part, no matter what you look at, has passion from the creators. The amazing voice actors bringing life into scenes so much that they are imprinted into my mind. The music in the background grabbing your attention so the character's dialogue can make you chuckle. Even the times that don't progress the plot and absolutely waste your time. Like the lewd scenes for a third of an episode.
twice.
I hate that episode, but I'd be amiss not to adore the work that they put in that scene. What makes A Sister's All You Need isn't excellent because of the character nuances, story, jokes, animation, or some greater message. Well, I think it has all of those things. It's not perfect. But what is perfect is Yomi Arisaka and the rest of the animators, storyboards, illustrators, voice actors, every person that worked on this piece of art that did more than change my life. The passion that they brought to this project is what makes it a masterpiece for me, no matter what my logical side may think. This will not be the last video I make on this series. Actually, I had to restrain myself a lot to make this into something that was somewhat cohesive. I loved working on this, and being able to talk about this piece that I love that has been buzzing around my head for 24/7 is amazing. I just hope I put more eyes on it. You know that story about a sitcom novelist that we just looked at? Well, that's me. I'm not lying. I write only sitcom things, and this is what inspired me to do it. I'm doing that because I think it's fun, and if you would like to support me, please pre-order my novel that comes out November 30th, so I can show you my passion. And the chance of fans of A Sister's All You Need reading my novel would be so cool. Maybe my idol Yomi Arisaka will recognize me. Please, I follow you on Twitter. Please follow me back. Anyway, so like and subscribe so that can happen. And also make my number on Twitter bigger so they can follow me there. Please. Okay, bye-bye.